Welcome to College Football 2011. This is the first of a series of 8 training videos produced by Division I coordinators and sanctioned by the CFO Board of Managers, LLC. These videos are designed to promote consistency throughout college football officiating and are provided as a benefit with your registration on the CFO website. Our topic is blocking below the waist, and this video was produced by the Ohio Valley Conference, Brentwood, Tennessee. As you are by now no doubt aware, the rule regarding blocking below the waist has undergone significant changes for the 2011 season and has in fact evolved since the rule book was published. Rather than read you the rule, this video will concentrate on 3 areas. 1, the fundamental change in the philosophy regarding blocking below the waist. 2, what is the same as it was in the previous rule book. And 3, what is new for 2011. The change in the philosophy is significant. Prior to 2011, blocking below the waist was legal, with a very long list of exceptions where it was illegal. Beginning in 2011, blocking below the waist by default is illegal and a foul. There is a short list of exceptions making it legal. This change in philosophy acknowledges the safety issues and places blocking below the waist in the category of clipping. Let's concentrate on what remains the same. Linemen from Team A within 7 yards of the center lineman may block below the waist in any direction during any down that does not contain a kick nor a change of possession. This is exactly the same as it was in 2010. Here's another look at that same formation with normal splits and a tight end on the right side. Here is the tackle box as depicted, and here is a line 7 yards from the center lineman. The tight end is inside that line, therefore he is not restricted from blocking below the waist in any direction at any time during the down, as long as there is no change of possession. Stationary backs fully inside the tackle box are also not restricted from blocking below the waist in any direction during a normal scrimmage play that does not contain a kick nor a change of possession. Here is a depiction of the tackle box. It is obvious that number 2, a back fully inside the tackle box, is not restricted from blocking below the waist, and the other running back who is outside the tackle box is subject to restrictions. We'll discuss those restrictions later in this video. Here are some examples of those unrestricted players blocking below the waist. In this case, a tackle blocks below the waist. He is not restricted in any direction, and this play is legal. He is inside that 7 yards from the center lineman, and we lose sight of him in this view, but he will come back into view and block from the side below the waist, legal. Here's another lineman inside the 7-yard marks, blocks below the waist from the side. As ugly as this block is, it is legal. This player, by his position at the snap, is not restricted. Here is a back who is fully inside the tackle box and stationary at the snap, therefore not restricted. He comes outside, goes back inside, blocks below the waist. That play is legal. Here is the player highlighted before they position. There he is, totally inside the tackle box, therefore not restricted. This block is legal. No foul. The exception that allows backs fully inside the tackle box to block below the waist unrestricted is clear, that they must be inside the tackle box, which is defined as 5 yards from the snapper. From a practical standpoint, if we've got normal splits, then we need to concentrate on whether or not these backs are fully inside the tackle or out. Remember, the default for blocking below the waist in 2011 is that it is a foul. So if in doubt, the back is out and therefore restricted. It is the intent of this rule for a tight end to be inside 7 yards from the center lineman and therefore unrestricted. To determine this, know that with normal splits, a tight end will be within 7 yards and therefore unrestricted. If in doubt, he is out as the default is that blocking below the waist is a foul. Blocking below the waist is still a foul after a change of team possession. In addition, blocking below the waist is a foul on any free kick. It is also a foul on any scrimmage kick. The only change regarding kicks is that we have removed the wording from a scrimmage kick formation. So a scrimmage kick from any formation restricts all players from blocking below the waist. Now let's concentrate on players of the offensive team who can block below the waist but are restricted. Players of the offensive team who at the snap are on the line of scrimmage more than 7 yards from the middle lineman of the offensive formation, or in the backfield with any part of their body outside the tackle box, may block below the waist only along the north-south line or toward the sideline outside of them at the snap. Any block below the waist toward the far sideline is a foul. There are two significant changes in 2011 about the restrictions. These two backs may block along a north-south line or toward their outside sideline. Any block in that direction is a foul. The difference this year is that the line through the ball or 10 yards beyond the neutral zone is no longer in play. This block, even though it is beyond 10 yards, is a foul in 2011. It was legal in 2010. Here we have a back who can block along this north-south line or to his outside sideline. Any block in this direction is a foul. Once again, new for 2011, the line through the football is no longer significant, nor the 10 yards downfield. This back will block below the waist past the hash mark, which is where the ball was snapped. That was legal in 2010. That is a foul in 2011. The defender turns his back to this block, making it look a bit like a clip, but it's not. This is a foul for blocking below the waist in 2011. Let's turn our attention to the definition of the adjacent sideline. Here we see a back who is outside the tackle box and therefore restricted. The question is, which sideline is his adjacent sideline? It is the one to his outside. The initial interpretations had said that the adjacent sideline was the one that the restricted player was closest to at the snap, but the clear intent of this rule is for this player to be restricted so that he can block below the waist on a north-south line or to the sideline to his right. Any block below the waist in this direction is a foul. Let's talk now about how to determine the adjacent sideline for a motion man. Here's a man in motion who has not yet gotten to the football. Therefore, his adjacent sideline is the one to his back, which is his outside, so that he can block legally below the waist in that direction or on a north-south line. If the ball is snapped now, it is a foul if he blocks below the waist in this direction. Once he gets to the football, his adjacent sideline flips. This is his adjacent sideline, and a block toward the other sideline below the waist is a foul. He is still in motion. That is a foul. Again, once he gets to the football, his adjacent sideline flips. That's the adjacent sideline. A block in the other direction below the waist is a foul. Note that even though he is not moving anywhere, he never sets, so therefore he is still in motion. That is a foul. Let's turn our attention to the restrictions on the defense. What is the same in 2011 is that members of the defense cannot block below the waist after any change of team possession. They may not block a player who is an eligible receiver below the waist beyond the neutral zone. They also may not block a player in position to catch a backward pass. The only new restriction on the defense for 2011 is detailed in a memo published on the CFO website by Mr. Redding on June 17th. Specifically, it replaces Rule 916 Exception 2C on FR 85, and the new interpretation reads as this: players of the defensive team may block below the waist until the ball has gone more than 5 yards beyond the neutral zone. Here's a play that illustrates that point. Watch the highlighted player. There he blocks below the waist. From the end zone view, it's number 6. There's the block in question. This rule will be difficult to officiate because, number 1, it doesn't happen very often. Number 2, we don't normally watch the defense. Number 3, the official who might see this block will not have a good sense of whether or not the ball has gone 5 yards. It will help us if we understand that it is virtually impossible for linemen in initial line play to commit a foul because the ball will not have gone 5 yards. The same holds true for cornerbacks and linebackers. Our awareness should be centered on safeties and others who are deep in the formation and who might hesitate before moving forward. Take a look at how this play works. Number 6 hesitates, comes back, the ball has now gone 5 yards, and he blocks below the waist. This is a foul according to the new rule. And watch his action. If he is deep and then hesitates and then goes forward and blocks below the waist, more than likely it is a foul. Remember that player safety is our number 1 concern. The new default for blocking below the waist is that it is a foul. If in doubt, a block below the waist is a foul. Thank you for your time today. I hope this video helps you officiate this rule as intended by the Rules Committee. On behalf of the CFO Board of Managers, best wishes for a successful 2011 season.